Hey everybody, Zach here at Etrailer.com. Today we're taking a look at the Yakima EXO System with the TopShelf on our 2015 Toyota 4Runner. Now this is it in its base stage, and I just wanted to give you guys a good idea as how quick it is to swap all your gear out. So whatever configuration you decide to go with, it's really easy to get gear swapped out. Now one thing that does take a little bit of time is installing the TopShelf. You do have to run a couple little bolts in place to get that tightened down and get that put in place. But once you have it in this setup, all it does is slide down into the base here. It's really easy to get going. So I'm going to start with the cargo carrier, and we'll get this put in place. So I like the cargo carrier. I think the box serves a lot of purpose too on the bottom level. All we do is just slide it in place right there. And then we'll just turn these knobs until they get tight. And then we could lock those if you'd like. And then we just put those little tabs over. So now we have that cargo carrier ready to go. The box is going to install the same way. So whether you're looking for two of the baskets, two boxes, one of each, those are going to install very similar. Next, I'm going to go with the bike rack. We can get the bike rack put in place. Now the bike rack can go on the bottom by itself. But it cannot go on the bottom and then have something on top. It's just not going to work that way. So it also installs real easily. You can get this put in place. To get a bike put in place, I'm going to get this one swung out. I've got that arm out all the way there. See, we get really good clearance there. Get the strap out. Get that cradle out of place. I'm going to grab a bike. Now this bike rack works with a lot of different bikes. It's going to work with 20 inches up to 29-inch tires. And it's going to have a 40-pound capacity in the TopShelf configuration like we have here, and a 50-pound capacity whenever we get it on the bottom by itself. So get that tire spun around. Get this strap put in place. You can see, start loading up our gear. Just throw something in place just to give you an idea. Got a little bit of space there to put that in place. I think this is the nice thing about the basket is we've got a little bit more height clearance. Now we are limited to clearing this right here. So it's still easy to get stuff in there that's taller. The enclosed box is nice because it keeps stuff secured, but you've only got so much space to get stuff in there. So taller items not going to work out as well. I'm going to get this bike off here and show you how quick it is to swap this out. Now the one thing to this, it's a little goofy, is the buttons on the inside of the closest to the vehicle there. So if you swing it out, it's maybe a little bit easier. I'll show you how to do that here in a little bit, but it's still doable this way. Get the bike taken off. Another one to keep in mind is if you're going for more of a camping setup, or you want like a tabletop on here, you can get a tabletop that mounts to the TopShelf. Now you're not going to drive with that on there, but it's really nice bamboo that's going to allow you to have a camp setup. Just a place to put maybe some food if you're camping in the lot of the ski resort. Just give you something to put your food. And I didn't push those tabs in. So important to push those tabs in whenever we're actually going down the road. Get that loosened up. So one thing to keep in mind with this is how heavy the system is. So regardless of what configuration you go with, you're going to be up over 100 pounds. So you're going to want to keep that in mind when you're loading all your gear on what your tongue weight capacity is. So ski is going to install the same way. Get those tightened down. The cargo carrier's capacity is going to be 110 pounds. So get those spun in place. Get those locked down. Another thing to keep in mind is the amount of locks that you're going to want for this. Now all the accessories, so the bike racks, the box, the ski carriers, those are going to have a blank lock core on them because you're going to want to be able to match it to maybe an existing key system, and that just allows you to have the same key for all your different locks. So I've just got these kid skis on here today. You can see that gets down, and then we could lock that there. This is going to hold up to 4 boards or 5 skis, depending on the width of your skis and your boards and what kind of bindings you have. So you can see here I'm able to double up those skis there. Makes it a little bit easier to get 5 pairs in there, especially if they're, you know, all mountain skis. So get those taken off. Throw a board in there too. Could have done them at the same time, but just to give you an idea of how this goes in place. So now to get this spun around, there's a big knob in the back. I'm going to have this big knob right here. Get that loosened up all the way, pull that pin, and then we're going to be able to swing that around right there. We'd gain full hatch access there, which is really cool. I think this is when that tabletop would come in handy. So even if you just had that in the car and you just take the ski rack off, then you can have a nice spot to kind of eat on a break. Take this key system out. Take that lock off there. Show you how this spins around. So you pull that pin out, remove this knob. I wish this stuff would stay connected. That is one downside to it. But then you can spin this around, which is really cool. This maybe makes it a little bit easier with taking that bike off, that one that was in that weird setup. Get that spun around. Get that lock back in place. Just going to leave that key there for now. So you want to make sure that you're putting everything back in place to get everything secure. So we'll pull this pin back. And we'll just follow that same couple knobs that we loosened up to get everything put back in place. Now this is going to work only with 2-inch hitches. It's all the 4Runner is going to have, so no worries there. But if you're looking to lend it out to a buddy, you want to make sure that they have a 2-inch hitch. And you want to stay within the tongue weight capacity like we said. That is definitely something to be mindful of. There we go. But it's going to come with an anti-rat on the lock to keep everything secure there. And I'll get a quick measurement to show you how much this is going to add to the back of the car. So whatever configuration you have, it's going to be, this will be the most it adds, other than maybe some bike handlebars sticking out of the top there. So from the rearmost part of the bumper, we're at about 37.5, 38 inches. And ground clearance real quick, it's going to be about 24.25 inches. And we've got plenty of space back here, but give you a measurement just to be mindful of. About 5.5 inches from the bumper to that knob there. So not going to be able to open the hatch, but we can get that back glass down. Overall though, I think it's a really cool system. I think it has a lot of purposes, especially if you're a multi-sport seasonal person. You know, camping trips, big ski trips. It frees up the roof a lot, which is really cool. So get more gear up there for your friends and family. Put a tent, put a box, whatever you're looking for. I just like that we're maximizing our hitch. But that's going to do it for our look at the Yakima EXO System on our 2015 Toyota 4Runner.